What is up, everybody? It is Tog here, and welcome back to some more Call of Duty Black Ops campaign on Veteran. Today we're going to be taking on Revelations, and I think I'm going to read the mission select information. Uncover the truth. Wow. I remember the Redemption mission. I don't think I remember the Revelations mission, but Uncover the Truth. I thought it kind of got recovered last episode, so I don't know what else we're going to find out, but I'm ready for it. I hope you are too. Sorry if I look a little tired. It's currently 3 in the morning, and I just woke up and decided I wanted to record this now, so I'm a little disheveled, but feels right. So I'm going to go in there. Hope you enjoy. Hope it's not too difficult.
Mason, my friend, tell me, what is left to believe in when you are betrayed by your own? When all that you are, all that you have done, is buried beneath the lies and the deceit of corrupt men. I would die in this wretched place. The only thing that keeps me alive is the thirst for vengeance. They must be stopped, Mason. Dragovich, Steiner, Kravchenko. All must die.
It's no use. We're out of time. We can't give up now. He was in Vorkuta. He knows how to translate the codes. He's heard the broadcasts, which we know contain the location. It's all in his head somewhere. He does know where it is. We have to get to the bunker. We're on DEFCON 2. You've tried everything. Not yet. I have one more card to play.
Get out of here, Weaver. Tell them I failed.
You want to die with him? Your choice.
Wow.
Damn it! Why can't you remember? Reznov's dead, Mason. Did you hear me? He's dead! Weaver's right. We're out of time. The Russians fucked you up. I know you. You're not a traitor.
Got him back, I guess. Oh, oh.
Oh, the numbers. What are they saying?
6, 11, 20, 14,
Reznov! Where are you?
7,
Reznov!
I love this. I'm uncomfortable, which is good. It's 3 days after the Rebirth mission.
Steiner was there! We had to kill Steiner! Keep hearing the fucking numbers!
You again.
I should have killed you in Vorkuta.
Wait a few moments. Let him rest. When he regains consciousness, double the voltage.
I remember! Yeah! Vorkuta!
The subject has been successfully implanted with the knowledge to translate the number sequences.
So, what is the problem?
His responses to our orders have been sporadic, unpredictable. He shows a remarkable resilience.
Why?
He is unusual, atypical. Few men possess such will. Our other test subjects have been far more successful.
If he will not follow the orders embedded in the numbers, then he is of no use to me. He can run. Take him back to his cell.
Oh, the pain! Oh my God!
21, 17, 14, 9, 19, 8, 24, 17, 24, 11, 13, 11, 20, 20.
That's the name of the guy who killed Kennedy.
We are all brothers. With my life. He and us are not so different. We are all souls without an arm.
betrayed, forgot, abandoned.
You listen up! You have!
We are brothers, Mason. We are the same.
I also just learned that it turns out I always thought Hudson was the one interrogating us because I had the memory of him coming out of the door. Turns out it was Weaver who interrogates us the whole time, so that's the figure who we see in the menu screen. And this whole time I always thought it was Hudson.
Kennedy. John. That's jealous. I'm told you are the best we have.
We are in grave danger from the communists. Our very way of life is at risk. Dragovich.
15 секунд. Бортовое управление. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Крузер двигатель. Ядерное действие. Пуск.
Satisfied, Mason?
Пойдем. Ракета пошла.
No! Not yet. Not until I see the body. How many times Steiner was at Rebirth Island? We had to kill Steiner.
We? Victor Reznov?
One of the same thing. The same.
Wow. Oh no, I don't want to be back here.
It's difficult, isn't it?
We are brothers, Mason. We are the same.
Dragovich, Krashenko, Steiner. All must die.
Dragovich brainwashed you, but Reznov had plans of his own.
Mason.
Reznov, how'd you get out of Vorkuta? Never thought I'd see you alive. He was never in Vietnam. The real defector with the Nova 6 dossier died during the attack on the MAC-V. He was never in the rat tunnels.
I remember this.
What the fuck's wrong with you?
The tech is here. This way. We cannot let him slip through our grasp.
He was never at Rebirth Island.
My name is Victor.
Mason!
My name is Victor Reznov, and I will have my revenge!
Mason, no!
Step 8, Reznov! Freedom! For you, Mason! Not for me!
Victor Reznov's been dead for 5 years. He died at Vorkuta during the escape. All the years you thought he was with you, that was just in your mind. I trusted him. That's why it worked. It was their attempt at MK Ultra. Dragovich programmed you to kill Kennedy, but Reznov sabotaged you. He wanted revenge for all the Dragovich done to him. Dragovich, Kravchenko, Steiner, 3 new victims. There are gaps in your memory. Periods where you went MIA and we couldn't account for you. But now that the brainwashing's been broken, all that lost time will come back.
Yay.
We need to leave. The Nova 6 strike is imminent. Hundreds of sleeper agents, hidden in every state capital, are about to unleash this poison on your own countrymen. When Steiner died, we lost our key to unlocking the location of number broadcasts. You were programmed at Vorkuta to translate the number codes. Only you can tell us what the codes mean. Nova 6 was just one of the sleeper operations, but I'm sure there were others. Ones we didn't even know about. We have the broadcasts. We play them to you over and over again for hours, but we haven't been able to break through your programming yet. Mason, this is our last shot. Listen, for God's sake, listen again.
21, 7, 21, 4, 2, 14, 3, 14, 7, 18, 13, 6, 22.
Do with him what you wish, General. This is my gift to you, in honor of our new relationship.
Vorkuta! You don't know what we did to you.
The subject has been successfully implanted with the knowledge to translate the number sequences.
All agents, our new allies in Juba have graciously permitted the construction of a new
and permanent broadcast station within their borders.
Oh shit, that sounds like the Ascension
From
voice.
now until Project Nova's initiation, all instructions will be broadcast from the result. Our plan to strike at the very heart of the West is now in motion. Await further instructions.
Do with him what you wish, General. It's my gift to you. In honor of our new relationship. In honor of our new relationship.
Permanent broadcast station within their borders. All instructions will be broadcast from the result.
I know where the number station is. It's a ship. I saw it a long time ago. The Rusalka.
Where?
Cuba.
There are the sunglasses. He looked a little different without them on. Alright.
We are
Pretty-
in grave danger
pretty
from
quick
the
mission.
communists. Our freedom, our very way of life is at risk.
Our plan to strike at
Very, very quick episode. I guess that makes a little bit of sense. It was just like a transition. Now I get it now, like Rebirth is the death of the brainwashed Mason technically, and then I guess we've spent these past couple of days here with Weaver and Hudson. Hudson mostly watching, Weaver doing most of the questioning. They did talk to each other a couple of times, but overall it seems like they were just trying to get information out of us. So, but I think there was intel throughout that walking sequence. That makes sense. Like, I just wasn't looking for it again because I've already collected them all. But I think it's really interesting how what got Mason going, you know, was either this hatred for Dragovich, Kravchenko, and Steiner, or the love for Reznov. You know, like he had two motivations there that like that's where I think it's interesting is like when he says me and Reznov wanted the same thing. I think that does have to do a lot with love sometimes, is like wanting the same thing, which is usually what's best for each other, since they had been planning so much in Vorkuta and like their revenge was what was pushing him. That's what Reznov was saying in his head, like this thirst for vengeance that he really wanted. So they both wanted the same thing, and they were it looks like Mason was finally able to crack the code and help Hudson and Weaver, but he also had the opportunity to kill Steiner, and Kravchenko was also killed by Woods. So it looks like the mission is going according to plan, and the parts that didn't have seemed to have gotten straightened out so that we can prepare for this final episode next week. Date October 7th, 1962. It's a memorandum to Colonel J.C. King, the chief of the WHD, and Lieutenant General Marshall Carter of the DD/CIA. This is from Ryan Jackson, the chief analyst of the APL-AA, and the subject is intercepted number station broadcasts originating from Cuba, decryption attempts ongoing by DI cryptologist Dr. Ashley Akah, PhD. On October 6, 1962, a shortwave radio transmission originating from Havana was intercepted by air traffic controllers based out of Miami International Airport. The transmission was broadcasting at 6577 kilohertz and interfering with tower-to-aircraft communications to such an extent that communication had to be moved to an alternate frequency. Transcript of controller comms can be found in tab A. The broadcast was picked up by an agency safe house in blank and subsequently recorded. Recording is of a female voice reading a stream of S-class alphanumeric characters, which point to a one-time pad encryption technique. Dr. Akah's decryption team is currently at work analyzing the broadcast for non-random faults in the cryptography. Increase in broadcast frequency coincides with intelligence reports of the surreptitious construction of Soviet-made MRBM and IRBM bases in Cuba, which began in mid-September. I don't know what MRBM is, but I know IRBM is like inter-regional ballistic missile, so I'm guessing MRBM is something similar, but it's still about the ballistic missile is the one that we shot out in missions like Executive Order. So we saw that and we wanted to disrupt that plan as well. The increase in broadcasts in relation to the aforementioned reports of missile system construction indicates the potential for a Soviet first strike initiative against the United States. Recommend immediate deployment of U-2 photo reconnaissance plane to confirm point 3 above in conjunction with Dr. Akah's ongoing attempts at decryption of the S-class sequence. It's important to note that attempts to jam the number station transmission have been unsuccessful due to the finite number of agency jamming transmitters available at this time. So it seems like they were trying to either they were trying to decrypt it and they couldn't do it. Since the only way to do it was with Mason, that's why they were pressing him so hard, but it looks like all they had to do was trust him. As soon as Hudson said, I know you're not a traitor, and let him out of his seat, let him wander around, remember everything, he got to punch him in the face again, so that was just to even things out, but he cracked the code, and it's like Hudson said that the brainwashing was broken after that. And it's interesting that they said that they programmed him to kill Kennedy, because Kennedy was killed about 8 to 10 days after the US DD mission, where we see him and speak to him, and you see that little flash where Mason like has the urge to kill Kennedy, but he doesn't do it. So either it didn't work, or or I don't know if maybe they think that was what they were programming him to do, but it sounds like they did, because Dragovich was like allied with Cuba, and maybe they were against the United States or something. They wanted to take out the leader, and it just didn't work. But that's, I guess, yeah, that's what he was saying. He said, if he's not going to obey the commands, then he's no use to me. I'm just going to send him back to his cell to rot. And he escaped. Instead of killing him, they wanted him to rot. So that's why I guess Kravchenko was saying, we should have killed you in Vorkuta. And he's like, date, March 2nd, 1970. It's a memorandum to Richard Kane of the ADDO/SAD from Ryan Jackson, Chief Analyst of the APLAA. Subject is an update on Alex Mason as proverbial Manchurian candidate. Preliminary analysis based on the events surrounding SAD operative Alex Mason indicates that Mason was intended to be a key agent of the recently eradicated Soviet black operation known as Project Nova. We have learned that his mission targets were key command and control personnel within the Pentagon and the White House. This suggests a plan to cripple any coordinated U.S. response to the Soviet invasion that would follow the triggering of Project Nova and the release of the Nova 6 gas. This is particularly disconcerting considering the face-to-face meeting that occurred in the Pentagon between former President John F. Kennedy and Alex Mason on November 10, 1963. So it was 12 days before Kennedy's death. Analysis suggests that the Soviets allowed Mason to escape Vorkuta and reinsert himself back into his life in the U.S. as a Soviet-controlled sleeper agent. However, the failure of the imprinting was a direct result of the machinations of fellow Vorkuta inmate Viktor Reznov. Usually when I think of the word imprinting, I think of like Twilight, where Jacob like imprinted himself on accident on Renesmee, Bella's daughter. He has that one mission now to like marry her or whatever. I hope that's not too much, damn. Sorry if that's a lot, but you should read the books and watch the movies anyway. That didn't spoil too much, but it's interesting because that means like instead of this goal that Reznov had, or not, that Mason had, of crippling the U.S. government by taking out leaders in preparation for this Nova 6 strike, whatever Viktor Reznov was telling him, I guess like this escape or something. I don't get it. Did they let him escape then? That's weird. Was a direct result of the machination. So I guess maybe Viktor Reznov was also tested and they worked together on accident, so it happened that way. As far as we can access, Reznov inserted his own programming into Mason to enact a scheme of personal revenge on the men responsible for Reznov's imprisonment. Major General Nikita Dragovich, Colonel Lev Kravchenko, and Dr. Friedrich Steiner. How Reznov was able to accomplish this feat is unknown. Full report will be presented for DD/CI review on March 9, 1970. And I'm pretty sure that mission was in 1968, so this is 2 years after. So they must have done a little bit more analysis. But that's interesting. It looks like whatever Reznov, like, so it wasn't just, wow, that's crazy. It's like he somehow, when he was in Vorkuta, like, imprinted himself or put his little self into Mason in the numbers to like corrupt, to counteract the numbers telling him to kill Kennedy or whatever. And so Reznov was there to put his own plan. It kind of seems like he used Mason in a very similar way, but since they were friends, I guess he might have been okay with it. That's a lot, but we're gonna leave it at that, and we'll finish up with Redemption next week. It's been a really great journey. I'm excited to finish it up, and
Focus, Mason. Try to remember.
it's a fun mission, so I'm excited for it. I appreciate you for tuning in. Hope you'll continue to be here. Please leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more content, and I hope you enjoy your night, evening, morning, whatever it is that you're doing. Stay awesome. Peace out.